Tune into the Salsa Kings Network. Crack one open if you dare, creeps.
Spike?
What are you doing here?
Me? Hey, I'm not the one out of place here.
For your information, Smarty, we've got a rogue slayer in our hands. Real psycho killer, too.
Sounds serious.
It is. What do you know?
What do you need?
Her, dark hair, yay tall, name of faith, criminally insane.
Have you seen her?
Is this bird after you?
In a bad way, yeah.
Tell you what I'll do then. I'll head out, find this girl, tell her exactly where all of you are, and then watch as she kills you. Can't any one of your damn little Scooby Club at least try to remember that I hate you all? Just because I can't do the damage myself doesn't stop me from aiming a loose cannon your way. And here I thought the evening'd be dull.
And welcome everybody to another episode of Boys Watching Buffy. We're just two boys watching every episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer for the first time, giving our thoughts, our review, our reaction. We're your hosts. I'm Joe Welke.
I am Vance.
And today we're talking about Season 4, Episode 15, titled This Year's Girl. Directed by Michael Gershman, written by Douglas Petrie. Original air date, February 22nd in the year 2000 to an audience of 5.75 million people. And this is a big one.
Crazy. Did they jump the shark? Did they? I don't know. It was. This one left me like, oh, we're doing this now?
Yeah, that's what I was like. I was like, so we're just going to forget about the main storyline that we've been building the last several episodes?
Yeah. And I didn't make any predictions for this one.
No, you didn't.
Because I had seen the thumbnail.
Yes, you did.
But we had already talked about how they had been already like mentioning and this was happening.
Yeah, you had predicted this several episodes ago where you're just like, oh, well, they're talking about this, so that's happening, and that's coming back. So kudos to Vance for having the foresight and TV knowledge and recognizing patterns.
Yeah. Well, when two different shows talk about a character being in a coma,
mm-hmm.
that means that character might not be in that coma anymore.
Yeah, not for long.
They wait till they start talking about Oz again, then he'll just start showing up. They'll be like, I remember werewolves, and you're like, oh, here comes Oz. Right. Yeah.
But before we get into the episode, we got some shout outs to get to. So I got a couple of Spotify DM ones, which is always fun if you want to. So generally the way to get a shout out is to rate and review on Apple Podcasts. But since Spotify doesn't really allow for that, if you want to take a screenshot of your Spotify 5-star rating and just DM it to me at Joe Welke, you'll also get a shout out. So first up, want to shout out at Rufio Connor. Thank you for the 5-star rating. Very, very cool. And we also have a listener from Denmark, Pernilla. She says it's pronounced like vanilla with a P, but it's not spelled like vanilla. So I was like, I'll take your word. But much love from Denmark from Pernilla. Thank you very much for that 5-star Spotify rating.
We're international this week because we have another review.
Oh, yeah?
An Apple Podcast review that we can see on Chartable from Canada, from Lulu Petal 67.
Nice.
Thank you for keeping it real, Lulu Petal 67.
Appreciate the reviews. It helps with the algorithm and
makes us feel better about ourselves.
Yeah, sometimes we have dark days and we need to read those reviews and all that jazz.
That's all I do. I wake up every morning. I read the podcast reviews.
Yep, over and over and over again. I'm like, what's the point of this fucking worthless life? It's so stupid. And then I see, I listened to you on my way to work. And I'm like, I'm making a difference.
I listened to you on my way to work to the job I hate. Thank you for making this a little more. We help you, you help us. That's how it works.
And I read your reviews while I'm at the job I hate. So thank you. But without further ado, Vance, let's get into this big honking episode, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, let's talk about it, because I was going to ask if you liked it or not, but I think that we can go through it and we can decide if we like it.
Yeah. So right off the bat, spoiler alert, we get a big old frickin' Faith recap.
Yeah, I was like, she's showing up. It was like...
Yeah.
You know what's crazy is the thing that I saw the thumbnail on the first time. When I was back on that, I didn't see the thumbnail. They had changed it to a different image.
Oh, so wait, what was the thumbnail that you saw? Was it just like Faith's face?
It was like her in bed or something.
Okay.
Her in the hospital bed. Her eyes were open or something like that. Yeah.
So big old recap of Faith. We get a Riley recap. We get an Adam recap just to remind us of the storyline that we're dropping.
I love that Buffy's like, I gotta go on patrol. Riley's here, sex time.
Yeah. But the episode actually opens up with Buffy making her bed with Faith. And Buffy is like, oh, look at this. This smells so good. These are nice, clean white sheets. But I gotta go. And Faith is like, oh, yeah. Little sis is coming. So much to do before she gets here. And I was like, so my prediction, I think from the last episode, was that Faith died and a new Slayer is happening.
Yeah, you didn't say Faith died, but you were just like, a new Slayer's coming.
Yeah. So when they said this, I was like, oh, shit. Was I right? So far, not really. No. But when they were like, little sis is coming, I was like, oh, what the fuck could this mean? This is cryptic.
I still don't know what that means.
Yeah, maybe it'll pay off later on. But remember, like, last season when they had that dream sequence with the cat and everything?
Yeah.
And people were like, it'll pay off later on. We're still kind of waiting for that. Do you think that this is some kind of payoff for that?
I know these Slayers have weird dream vision fights, so I don't know. I was just watching it.
Yeah. But then, they finish making the bed and Buffy's like, okay, but I really got to go. And Faith's like, I know, you got to go somewhere. And then she starts dripping blood from her. Faith starts dripping blood from her stomach, gets on the sheets. She's like, oh no, we ruined these nice white sheets. And then the camera pans down and Buffy still has the knife in Faith's gut. And then we go back to real life and Faith is in this dank, abandoned looking hospital and there's thunder crackling.
Yo, I was gonna bring this up, but what is this hospital? Because it's the real hospital, because you see the exterior of it and it has like floors and stuff. But when people show up like later, it's like an abandoned warehouse.
Yeah, dude, it's like a hospital from Resident Evil or something. Like it's dirty and grimy and like all the lights are flickering and shit.
Like if she would have walked out of the hospital and just walked out and was in a different place altogether, I'd be like, okay, cool. Like they put her in some like Arkham Asylum or something. But this, I was like, that's the hospital, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I was also watching this and I had this thought a while ago about like coma patients. Like how long do they keep them? And like, is there a coma ward of hospitals where they just like keep them there suspended in life?
I mean, yeah, there was that whole Casey Anthony thing? At one point where a woman was on life support and it was a whole debate about whether or not to take her off of it.
I think Casey Anthony was a murderer.
No, that was a murder. There was some. Is it Terry Schiavo?
Terry Schiavo. Yeah, that's who it was. Casey Anthony murdered her kids too.
I don't. It's so many of these stories. Free Terry Schiavo. Free Casey. Free them all. Free everybody. Lock them all up and free everybody.
Yeah, because I remember people thought that Casey Anthony was hot. And they're like, yeah, Casey Anthony, I'd let her kill my kids or whatever.
I don't know what chat you were on.
I remember distinctly it was a BET cipher, and Eminem had a line in his BET cipher where he said that, should Casey Anthony do porn? And I remember that distinctly.
Okay.
So there we go. Okay, but yeah, Fate's in the hospital, thunder's crackling. So now we go to Xander in his dank basement, and he's trying to repair Buffy's electric gun that she brought with her to the sewers to fight the demons that Professor Walsh sent after her. And why would they think that Xander could repair this?
This is so dumb.
Yeah.
Like, he has military training, but the military training that he would have had would not have included this technology.
Yeah, he doesn't have secret military training.
Yeah.
But Buffy is like mad that he can't fix it.
You know, these things barely work.
Yeah.
Like, a big question I have throughout this whole episode is, why does Buffy think she's the only one that can take down Adam and the initiative can't? They created him, and they have an army full of people with those guns.
Yeah, dude.
So you being one person with the gun versus 20 other dudes with the guns? Like, I don't get why she thinks that she's the only person that can stop this thing.
Maybe she's of the mind that they don't think that Adam's like a threat because they did Maggie Walsh created him?
He killed Maggie Walsh. They know he's a threat.
Well, I think that the only person that can say that is Riley, and they don't really trust Riley anymore because Engelman's dead.
They trust Riley because Riley got stabbed by him and was in the hospital.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Like, they all know that Adam's bad.
Yeah.
Like, and they can all take down Adam by themselves. They don't need Buffy. I mean, I feel like it's her show. She's going to do it. She's a Slayer. She wants to do it. She feels a little bad about the kid. A little.
No, that kid didn't get mentioned.
But like, they have guns. They have the gun. They have the guns that she's trying to fix.
I do like that. So last episode, I said that like this Adam will be really easy to take out because all you need to do is like electrify him because he's a computer. This gun is like an electric gun. It seems like.
I don't think the gun's gonna work on him.
Yeah. I think that she's going to point it at him and he's just going to grab it and crush it.
He's going to point it and just slap it out of her hand. She'll be, all right, this time.
Yeah.
But I don't understand why this army can't track this guy down.
Well, again, I don't understand why Buffy is pissed off at Xander because Xander's like, I don't think I can fix this. And she's like, well, fucking try. Keep trying, Xander.
It's so bad. It's to the point where he electrocutes himself and they don't even stop their conversation to ask how he's doing.
Yeah. They don't react. They're just like, And he's like, don't worry about it. I'm fine.
Look, they don't even do that. Like, he looks back and they keep their conversation going about something else. Like, they don't even
He's
flinch.
like zapped. There's like smoke coming off of his skin.
Yeah. Good performance by him, too. He looked like he'd really been shocked.
Yeah. But yeah, Buffy's sad and she's tired because she doesn't know what to do.
I don't know where my boyfriend is. Where's my boyfriend?
She's worried about Riley. She's worried about Adam. Willow's wearing a fucking terrible bucket hat. Like, her bucket hat. Have you heard of the book, The Four... what is it? It's like The Four Elements or something. It's some kind of self-help book.
Oof, no.
Fuck. But her hat looks like the cover of that book. And I wish I could remember it so that you could understand what I'm talking about.
I knew the hat would be on Joe's Fashion Corner.
It's awful. And she's wearing it like through the whole episode. And even like the sweater that she's wearing is terrible.
For me, it's Xander's tight sweater vest.
Yeah, underneath a loose
like button down.
The book is called The Four Agreements.
All right, I'll look it up. The Four Agreements. But like, that's what I don't know what's going on with Xander in that sweater vest.
Yeah, because like the shirt that's underneath, he has like a button down underneath of it, and it's baggy, and the vest is so tight on top of the baggy shirt. And I was just like, oh, why are they dressing him like a nerd or something?
Yeah.
You know, they're dressing him terribly.
I know.
It's very unflattering.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
But yeah, so Buffy's worried about Riley because she thinks that the Initiative, while they're taking care of him for his stab wound, they might be brainwashing him as well and like turning him against her or whatever. So then we go to the Initiative where Riley is getting out of bed. He wakes up. He's like, all right, I'm out of here.
I got to grab this bandana. The only thing that gives me strength.
Yeah. So he's trying to leave his hospital room, and the guy that's outside is like, hey, stand down, soldier. He's like, how about I fucking kick your ass, stand down? And then that security soldier's like, all right, see ya.
Well, Forrest comes over and tells him to stand down. So I thought Forrest had became in charge after this.
That's what I thought.
But they don't say it. They don't say that Forrest is now the ranking officer and he's been put in charge while Riley's down. Because I thought that they would say that. Like, I don't know now if Riley is still...
Exactly, because Riley keeps mentioning, like, I'm still in charge here, and I was waiting for Forrest to be like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
I'm in charge now. And we're going full-out attack on your girlfriend.
Like, I still don't understand this initiative. Like, who's leading this now? Like, who's in charge?
Do you remember last episode when they were taking Riley away, and they're like, we're taking him to a military hospital? Mm-hmm. But it looks like he's just in the Initiative again.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but Riley's like, I gotta go, and Forrest is like, where are you going? And Riley's like, you know where the fuck I'm going, dude. And he's like, well, you shouldn't do that. And he's like, well, there's this murderous Adam guy out there. We gotta attack him and get him. And Forrest is like, we should keep these problems within the family. It's all Dom Toretto on him.
Yeah, family.
And Riley's like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but I'm leaving, dude.
So like, this how you treat family?
Yeah. So stupid.
Yeah, and then I think Graham's there too, and he's like, stop fighting.
Yeah, Graham is like watching mommy and daddy fight.
That's what it is. He has this like unsure about himself character where he's like always looking at the ground and he won't make eye contact. Mm-hmm. He's like, Can I say something? I think we should work together to try to fight the demons.
He's like really bashful around him.
Speak up, Private.
But so Forrest wants to keep the shit in the family. Riley wants to go out and find Adam and find Buffy. So then we go back to Faith in the dank hospital bed, and she's dreaming about being on a picnic with the mayor, and she's in this like 1950s, 60s garb, like soda pop, sock hop type of shit, poodle skirt.
What is the life that she imagined that her and the mayor were having?
Yeah, that's what I'm like.
Like this. Their life was like, oh, so perfect. I knew the mayor for like a month and everything was great.
Yeah, everything revolved around murder and murdering people and summoning demons.
There's a little garden snake at the picnic, so this is kind of dark. I like, what? You guys were stabbing demons and hiding boxes and eating spiders. Like,
but yeah, and like the mayor's like, oh, you're such a lovely young lady, Faith. You're so great. And Faith kind of is looking at him like, okay. And then Buffy shows up and she kills the mayor. And Faith is like, no. And then she like scurries away like on her hands and knees. And it looks so weird. And Buffy's just like menacing in the background.
Yeah, Buffy's like a Terminator.
Yeah.
And she's using that same knife.
Mm-hmm.
Where I don't know where that knife is.
Yeah, well, she used it to distract the mayor when she was fighting the mayor. I guess, did it blow up?
She might still have it. I think she's still going to have it. I think she's going to have it because I think someone's going to find it next episode.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think you know who. If Buffy has it, then you know Faith is going to find it.
Yeah. So then we have a scene where Buffy, Willow, and Xander are out on patrol because they're looking for Adam. And Buffy has this dope-ass leopard print coat on, dude.
I was focused on the dissected demon hanging from the trees. I was not paying attention to her outfit.
Look, as much as I hated Willow's bucket hat and outfit, I loved Buffy's fucking leopard print thing. But there's a demon mutilated and like dissected and put on display between two trees. I forget what this is called, but it was in Midsummer. It's called like an iron lung no, it's not an iron lung. No. It's called like an eagle or something.
I mean, it's flayed open, like kind of like something you'd see in The Predator.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Hold on. Midsummer. Whatever. You know what? I don't care anymore. It's called like an eagle or something.
Wow. Everyone just got a chance to see how.
Look, I mean, it was going to take a while for me to figure it out. Hold on. All right. Midsummer.
This is Joe's dedication. He's
gross
like, I gave up.
Scene. All right. Hold on. Let's see what it's called. 15 scariest scenes from fucking Midsummer. Continue without disabling the ads.
Oh, man. This is great podcasting.
Okay.
I didn't see
Midsummer. Well, you forced this on me.
I just figured
it's called a blood eagle. There we go. It's like an old Viking thing where they just fucking do exactly what happened to that demon, where they have it on display and everything.
I don't think he's displaying it as much as he is like trying to dissect it to figure it out. And he's
trying to figure out how things work.
Yeah.
So yeah, blood eagle. Buffy's got a dope coat on. That's all I gathered from this.
Horrific same dope coat. You know what? Also, Buffy has zero awareness. She walks right past the thing and doesn't see it and has to turn back. I'm like, you hunt demons in the dark woods all the time. Mm-hmm. That you don't notice?
Yeah. And they've all got flashlights, you know?
They notice it before she does. And I don't know why they're with her.
Yeah. I mean, Xander saw Buffy getting her ass kicked by Adam. Like, he should know, like, maybe we should hang back.
I'm just going to tinker with this gun a little longer.
Yeah. Do you think this is the grossest thing that's been actually shown in Buffy so far?
No. I'd have to think about what it is. I think the guy with the eyes popping out of his head was grosser.
That was an angel.
No, the demon in the demon that killed kids and the things popped out of his eyes.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty gross.
Yeah.
Spoilers for Angel. We have a Patreon where we do Boys Watching Angel.
Try to keep this spoiler free, but Joe just loves the spoil some Angel.
Look, I'm sorry. I thought that you were talking about that one episode.
That's not even a spoiler. It doesn't even have any context.
Yeah, we're fighting. Anyway, so after they see this demon that's been dissected and put on display, they reconvene at Xander's dank basement to discuss how scared they all are and like how gross it was. And Buffy's like, you know what? Fuck all this. I gotta rescue Riley. He'll know what to do.
And they are going to break into the initiative. So you're right. They didn't take him to another place. They just kept him there, which I thought they would do anyway.
Yeah.
But they said military hospital, whatever.
But the plan is Buffy wants Willow to hack into the security mainframe of the initiative and shut it down. And Willow's like, I don't know if I can do that. And Buffy's like, yeah, you can. Stop being a bitch.
If that doesn't work, use magic. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Buffy's just like beyond reason at this point. And she's like, Xander, we're going to bust in through the front door. I'm going to give you a butt ton of weapons. And Xander's like, I don't know about that.
No, she wants it. She's asking if he still had weapons. How much weapons did he take and where's he storing them? She's asking if he had those military. I thought they just took the bazooka. I didn't think they took,
yeah.
I don't think they took everything. I didn't think he had a bunch. He did have those guns and stuff that one time. That flare gun, his ancient artillery from like his reenactments. Yeah.
Xander at one point is like, you want the secret stuff or you want the blowing up stuff? And Buffy's like, I want the blowing up stuff.
And I was like, this is going to be insane, and I can't wait for this to go wrong.
Yeah, because Buffy's plan is like, we're gonna bust through the front door. We're just gonna blast our way in and nothing's going to keep me from Riley. And then Riley just shows up behind us like, I'm here.
Get a lock on the doors, people.
Right, dude?
Riley should not be able to show. He came through the front door.
What do Xander's parents think is going on?
my parents would be like, hey, your friend's here.
Yeah.
You know, not just
they'd open the door. Well, we know that
everybody
parents
knows basement steps are creaky.
Yes.
You
can't just sneak up on people like that.
His military marching down the steps, you would have heard that.
Yeah. But Buffy's excited that Riley's there, and Xander is like, hey, man. Gets up in his face like, no offense, but have you got a chip in your brain? Have you been chipped? And everyone's like, what are you talking about, Xander, you idiot? Even though they were all just talking about this like 2 seconds ago.
Yeah, and the fact that they like respect his military guy training. Yeah.
Yeah. But Riley's there and he's like, I'm here and we're going to save the day. Mm-hmm. So then we go back to Faith having a dream and she's running through a graveyard and Buffy's Terminator chasing her and Faith's running and she trips and falls into a grave. And then Buffy jumps down into the grave with her and there's a fight and it starts raining. And then Faith escapes.
I have to say, at this point, the music theme that comes in sounds like the White Lotus theme. Those little like, yeah. And it comes in, I'm like, holy shit. It's not that, but it just sounds a little bit like it. And they play this a couple more times throughout. So if you know White Lotus, I'm pretty sure Joe has not watched White Lotus.
Nope, I have not.
I just know. Everybody else has, but it's that theme. If you hear that theme, it's like somewhere in there.
Look, man, there's too much shit on TV. I just finished watching the rehearsal like last week.
Really?
Yeah, dude. The rehearsal rules. Yeah. Mr. Trick is in the rehearsal. But yeah, so Faith escapes, and the note that I put on here, she gets up, she gets out of the grave, she stands there, and then I wrote, she feels the rain on her skin. She's just standing there looking up at the sky and it's raining on her.
I was thinking of I Know What You Did Last Summer, where they're spinning in the rain. It's like, come and get me. Come and get me. But she's like, it's more Shawshank Redemption than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's feeling the rain on her skin, and in real life, she wakes up. Eyes dart open. Dun, dun, dun. She does the thing that Riley just did. She pushes the covers off. She unplugs herself from all the shit.
When she pushes the covers off, she pushes off with such force, but they don't go anywhere. It's like this.
The sound effect like doesn't match it. It's like,
yeah, it's just like the sheets fall over.
She takes all of her IVs out and she starts walking around this dank horror hospital.
No lights on.
Yeah.
We find out it's like 8 o'clock. It's not even 8 p.m.
Dude, there's number one, there's no lights on, and there's no other people around except for one girl.
Hospitals stay busy.
Yes.
Especially at night.
Not in the coma ward.
not in the dark. I don't even know. Because some girl shows up.
Yes.
So that's what throws it all off. Like a Red Riding Hood, basically.
Yeah, a lady shows up. She's got a teddy bear. She's got a red coat on. And she's like, excuse me, can you tell me how to get to the 3rd floor? And Faith is like, what? And then at this point, I thought that this was a dream again.
It might as well be.
Yeah.
Nothing here feels real.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, is this the little sister that they were talking about early on? Yeah. Is this the new Slayer because Faith has died or something? But no, this girl asks Faith how to get to the 3rd floor, and Faith is like, wait a minute, where are we? What's going on? Graduation day. I need to get to graduation day. And the girl's like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, dude. And Faye's like, Sunnydale High School. I need to go there right now. And the girl's like, hate to break it to you, dude, but that shit doesn't exist. And Faye's like, what? What do you mean? And she's like, yeah, don't you know? That shit blew up a while ago.
She's like, the principal died, the mayor died. It was a whole thing. And I'm like, what do people think happened? I'm curious. What do people think happened here?
Yeah, and then Faith is like, no, this can't be. Wait, what's the date today? And the girl's like, it's February in the year 2000. And Faith is like, oh my God. what the fuck's going on? And then she beats this girl up and steals her clothes and leaves.
Yeah, I thought she had killed her, but they clarify that she's beaten and unconscious.
Yeah.
So that's cool. It's cool she didn't straight up kill this girl.
Yeah, I mean, even... How strong do you think people are after they wake up from? Do you think she's like normal strength?
She's normal strength. She's a slayer. She wasn't supposed to ever wake up. Except for everyone knew she was going to wake up, I guess. I don't know. Buffy, just kill her while she's in a coma.
Right? Just put a pillow over her head. Like they do in the movies. And then that's it.
Like
just
the mayor was going to do to you.
Yeah.
That was the scariest scene in the show for me. Next to the gentleman was when the mayor finds out that Buffy's in the other room and walks over and starts to smother her.
Choking her.
I was like, that's the most terrifying. She's down and out.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't try to smother her with a pillow, does he? I thought he was just like choking her. Yeah.
No, he covered her mouth with his hands.
Yeah. But yeah, so Faith's out. She's on the loose. So Buffy and Riley are now back at Buffy's dorm. And they never gave up and they never stopped thinking about each other. And all the time that we were separated, I had your bandana. And
she calls it a scarf, actually.
Yeah, she does, yeah. I always had a piece of you with me. Well, actually, my scarf. Buffy, you let him have a fucking moment here.
I think she just says it's a scarf. She doesn't correct him. She's just like, it's a scarf. Or she's like, it's just a scarf.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Riley's still paranoid, though. And he's like, I still don't know what to do with my life now that I'm... Like, should I go back to the initiative? Should I quit? I don't know how to live life if I'm not following orders.
Like, I'm confused about that, too. Like, does he not have to report to anybody? Is he just AWOL at this moment? Like, what is going on? You can't just walk away. Like, it's not a regular job.
I mean, apparently you can just walk away out of a hospital anyway. We just saw 2 people do it in the same place.
Yeah, I just don't understand that hospital that Faith is in. Like, there's nobody around, and it's like 7 p.m.
Yeah. But Buffy's like, look, Riley, I can relate. I was in this thing called the Watchers Council, and they used to give me orders. And then you know what I did? I just quit, and it feels good.
I'm like, the Watchers have to come back now, because that is so random. I just quit. And it worked out fine. No repercussions.
But Riley's like, I mean, that sounds crazy. Riley's like, I don't know. I might be a little too scared to do that. And Buffy's like, I'll fucking, it's not that big of a deal.
Giles got fired from it. He doesn't even work. He's fine.
There's no repercussions for anything if you're a main character.
So this is how it works. So Giles was in the Watchers and he had to pretend to be a librarian. Mm-hmm. Riley was in the initiative but had to pretend to be a TA. Mm-hmm. Now the teacher has gone missing, which we have not rectified in school at all, even though they walk around campus all day. And he's no longer TAing. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure he had students' numbers where they'd be like, hey, what's going on? Like,
would February isn't winter break still? No. So school's back in session.
School's back in session, yeah.
I don't know, but
it's a little rainy, it seems like, one day outside.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. But Riley does, and I thought this was going to be a callback to an earlier Buffy, like, iconic moment. Because Riley's like, I mean, this has been my whole life. I mean, I'm a soldier. I mean, you take that away, what's left? And I was like, oh, that's when Buffy was like, take that all away, what's left? And she grabs the sword, she's like, me. But instead Buffy's like, he goes, what's the time a soldier, you take all that away, what's left? And Buffy goes, a good man. And then they start smooching.
Wasn't that the title of an episode or something?
A good man?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know.
But they start kissing and Buffy's like, I order you to stop torturing yourself about all this, Riley. Yeah, there's a kid mutilating demon / machine man out on the loose that also mutilated a demon. But you know what? Let's smooch a little bit.
And I wouldn't really have that much of a problem about it besides the first opening scene when Giles like, oh, maybe, you should get some help or get some rest. You've been patrolling for 3 days straight. She's like, well, there's a maniac killer on the loose, a demonoid biomechanical demon I need to go stop, so I'm not going to rest. Riley's here.
Yeah.
Hey,
Smoochie time.
Hey, Willow, find some place to be. I need a room. Aren't you supposed to go on a patrol? Shut up, Willow.
I need to fuck this mutilated, skewered man.
Dude, and Willow is such the girlfriend where she's always like, well, I wasn't really talking about the demon, but how are you doing about Riley? Like, she always wants to talk about boy stuff.
Yeah. There are more pressing issues at hand here, Willow.
Demon Schmeeman, so you and Riley.
So now we go back to the dank-ass hospital. And the doctors are realizing that Faith is missing. They're in the room and they're like, what the fuck?
Why does
coma
this cop,
patients don't just get up like that?
Why is the cop dressed like he's in the 80s? Like the one cop, he's got that wool suit on or something, and he's like, hey, you let her escape? You know she was under investigation for questioning.
Yeah, there's for several murder cases. You just let her walk out of here?
Is she under investigation for the deputy mayor's murder?
I don't know.
Because if so, Buffy should still be under investigation for that too.
Yeah.
And also, why would she be under investigation if the mayor's the one that dropped her off here?
Yeah, and the mayor, I feel like, would have exonerated her or thrown the police off the scent.
Yeah, it didn't seem like it was an issue. So now I don't know what she's under arrest for.
Yeah.
You can't blame her for the school thing. You can't blame her for getting stabbed and falling in the back of a truck.
Who else did she... Oh, she killed that professor guy.
They don't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't know any of her. I mean, she could be under arrest for stealing stuff from that sporting goods store and breaking out from the police that one time. But Buffy was there too, but they didn't get their IDs because they're terrible cops.
Yeah, and they don't have any cameras anywhere. Security cameras don't exist except for when they do, and Xander looks at them.
They don't have a camera on that one Sunnydale street. That street gets a lot of play this episode.
That street gets a lot of play in this episode, and it makes you realize how terrible the set is. And wait a minute, what is the geography of this?
It's all right, we get it. We're on the studio. Let's just keep this shot to a minimum.
Yeah. No, they expose themselves with this episode.
Yeah.
But the people are pissed that there's no security around. How did you let this girl just walk out there? And then somebody comes in, they're like, we found a girl, she got beat up and she's been stripped. All of her clothes have been taken.
We left her exactly where she was. We did not tend to her. This is a hospital, but we respect police procedure.
So the cop and the doctor and everybody leaves except for this one nurse.
Mm-hmm.
And the nurse walks up to a payphone and she dials some kind of number. And she goes up to it and she goes, it's happened. Send the team. And it's what is this about?
I was like, this better be the Watchers.
Yeah. But so now we got all kinds of shit. So Faith now goes to Sunnydale High School and she sees that it's all destroyed and been all kinds of fucked up and blown up. And then she walks around downtown and she's all confused. She's like, everybody's happy. This wasn't how it's supposed to be.
Also, this isn't how it should ever be in Sunnydale with vampires and demons running around. There was just a kid murdered.
Yeah. With a whoa, that was a big old freaking motorcycle.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's walking around downtown. She almost does that thing where she bumps into somebody and the person's like, hey, I'm walking here.
It's just the weirdest, wait, it feels like it's the exact same walk that Vamp Willow had.
Mm-hmm.
Where she's walking around, she's like, this isn't the master's thing where we eat everybody and everyone's afraid of us and there's curfews. There should be a curfew anyway.
You know what I realized in this scene is that the end of that street, it looks like it's a dead end.
Yeah, that's every thing, Friends.
Yeah. But she's walking from the dead end. which means that she had to like walk down, and then she's turning around all confused and walking.
Oh yeah, that's the one time you can always tell it's like a set, is that it's always going to be a dead end corner. Mm-hmm. Like they don't even like do the thing where they make it look like sometimes they make it look like a street is turning off. Mm-hmm. But it's like definitely a straight up building right there. That is never like how streets are.
Yes, dude. That's what, and like the movie theaters in a weird, I don't know. This episode made me realize like they shouldn't have done this.
Well, they use the street too much and they don't have the extras to cover it up, and they don't shoot close. It's really wide. Yeah. And maybe remaster.
Yeah, maybe. But so she's walking around, then she walks over to Giles's house. And she's peering in through the window, and she sees the gang in there, and they're all talking about Adam. And Riley gets the electric gun that Xander was trying to fix, and he just fixes it immediately. He just like flips a switch.
Yeah.
Which is bullshit, because there was like a bunch of exposed wires when Xander was working on it.
There were some of the cheapest looking like circuitry boards hanging out of that. And I was like, it's no way this gun shoots the voltage they think it shoots with that coming out of it. If it's that easy to generate power, then we would have had electric cars by like 2020, like 2002. Everything would have been electric.
But yeah, so Faith's still peering in. She sees Buffy kiss Riley on the head, and everybody's like, so what should we do? How do we get some more information? And Riley's like, I'm going to be a double agent. I'll be a mole within the initiative, and I could give you guys some intel. That's the least I can do, because I have been skewered and I can't really fight right now, but I can at least give you information. And they're like, all right, that's a good idea. And then Giles gets a phone call, and he goes over, he picks it up, and he's like, hello, it's Giles.
And then does he have the phone? It's a different phone than the phone.
It's a different
phone.
Shown. Yeah. I noticed that too.
I didn't notice it till now, but I was like, he specifically showed like a cordless phone last time, didn't he?
Yeah, well, this one is cordless, but it's more square. Like the one that he had that when he was like, I got a new phone, was more square than this one. This one's like rounded.
I mean, he's just like flush with cash. He's just flush with phone money.
So he answers the phone and he's like, oh, okay. Buffy, it's for you. And Buffy's like, huh?
I'd be like, get the fuck out of the house. Everyone, run.
Yeah,
no one should be calling
dude.
Like,
right?
He's not like, wait, who is this? Like,
well,
wait, do we even find out who is it?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, who's calling that knows that Buffy would be there? Because the only people that would know that Buffy would be there would be like her mom, and like the gang is all there.
Maybe it's her mom?
I don't think it's her mom. Why would her mom know?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
So Buffy goes over, she answers the phone, and they're like, she hangs it up. She's like, Faith, she's awake and she's escaped. And the gang is like, well, that's just fucking great news.
Perfect timing.
They're like, we got this Adam shit going on. We got this initiative stuff going on. And now we got to deal with fucking Faith. We should all just go and we should fucking beat the shit out of her. And then somebody's like, we should hand her off to the cops. And Buffy's like, do you think that the fucking cops can handle her?
Yet the whole rest of the episode is, I called the cops.
Yep.
Like, I am so confused by the cops can't handle her. I've been in the backseat of a car with her. She can escape from anything. But yet I'm going to keep calling. People just keep calling cops on her. And she keeps running like she's afraid. Like, what are you afraid of?
Yeah, dude, like, you literally were arrested. You kicked the chair over and got out so quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, then Buffy's like, I feel responsible for Faith. I should be the one to deal with her. And they're like, all right, well, we need to find her. And then just cuts to Riley, and Riley's like, who's Faith?
I was so confused. Like, I wrote down, like, is he not going to say a line through all this? Because they're like, well, we can't have another evil slayer running around. Like, they say everything about Faith throughout this whole conversation. And he's just in the back. And I'm like, are they just going to pretend like he knows who she is?
Yeah. I did like the cut to him, and he just looks like such a puppy dog. Like, somebody going to clue me in here?
Yeah. And also Xander, they're like, oh, we don't know where she is. And then Xander's like, or who she's hooking up with. And I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah, that's not the concern. Remember last episode when Xander was like, that's not the concern?
Yeah.
To Riley, hey, Xander, that's not the concern.
I'm like, I guess that is Xander's first, but man, I didn't think he was going to be hung up on that. After the Cordelia and
Anya now.
Yeah.
Where's Anya? Anya's not in this episode.
I know.
Our girl.
She's so great. She's great.
We need her back.
Well, she definitely has to be like, oh, if she doesn't run into Faith, she has to. She will.
You think Faith is going to kill her?
Maybe.
I feel like Faith would kill her because Anya's going to go headstrong into it, being like, that's my man. You fucked up with my man. And she doesn't have demon powers. Faith's just going to be like, Kadash, killed her. That's going to be sad.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's the next day.
But then Xander gets a new girlfriend.
Oh, yeah, true. What evil woman will he hook up with next?
We just see somebody crawling out of the sewer. We're like, Xander.
Yeah. Xander, you want to hook up with that chick now?
He's like, I guess so. That's my thing.
Yeah. So it's the next day, and Willow is asking Buffy, she's like, so what'd you tell Riley about Faith? And Buffy's like, I gave him the general cliff notes about it. And Willow's like, what did you talk about Angel? Did you tell him about Angel? And Buffy's like, I kind of skipped over those parts of the story because he doesn't need to know that.
I completely forgot how tied into Angel was to the Faith thing. Because me, I was like, Faith, Mayor, tried to kill you, tried to destroy the world. And I was like, oh yeah, there was a whole boyfriend subplot.
Yeah.
You only got mad when she started making eyes at Angel.
Yeah. And then Buffy's talking to Willow. I was like, all right, well, we got to find Faith, and we got to find Faith, and here's how we're going to find Faith. And they're walking down the stairs, and they just run into Faith, who is standing at like a bulletin board. And as Buffy's like, don't worry, we're going to find Faith. Faith just turns around. She's like, found me, bitch.
I was like, that's pretty incredible. That's like, you didn't even take... I don't even know why you're not surprised attacking her.
Right?
Like, it's like what Spike would do. Like when Spike got the ring and he just like, oh, hey, guess what? I'm invincible now and I'm going to fight you. I'm like, sneak up on her.
Yes.
Get the drop. You guys know where she lives. You know where she hangs out. You know she's a heavy sleeper. There's so many ways to take her down.
Well, do you remember like when Buffy and Faith had their big showdown? Faith was just like in bed facing the window, listening to loud music. And Buffy just like walks in and turns the music off. And it's like, I'm here, Faith. Let's fight. It's like, just kill her, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Faith turns around. She's like, what's up? Look at you, big college girl on campus. And I've been in a coma for fucking 8 months. And now I'm awake and I'm alive and I'm ready for payback, bitch. And Buffy's like, you don't know what's going on, Faith. You have no idea. The world has passed you by in these 8 months. And while they're having a battle of words, Willow's trying to sneak around and give a sneak attack with her backpack from behind Faith. And Faith is like, don't even try it, Red.
Oh, I love that she does get a backpack hidden later. It's the cutest thing. It makes no sense.
Yeah. But
I thought she was going to try some witchcraft.
Yeah, I thought she was going to do something.
Shoot those pencils, baby.
Yeah. But then Faith is lecturing Buffy about like, we had this whole big plan and you were fighting for justice and to be with your man, Angel. And then I wake up and I see that you're not even with that guy anymore.
And no one's like, wait, you spied on us?
Right?
Yeah.
But she's like, how could you stab me and you're not even with that guy anymore? And then Buffy's like, look, Faith, we're going to fight. There's a bunch of people around here, though.
Yeah, I don't know why she said that as if she had a gun and was going to, like, have strays. Like, are you going to accidentally punch someone else?
Yeah, Buffy's like, there's a bunch of innocent bystanders, Faith. Let's not do this here.
That would be the I mean, there's crazy stuff on campus all the time. So, like, but this is like when they had the shootout in the school.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
And Buffy, like, was that a first season where Buffy's like saving, where she's fighting those like hitmen that come to the school and the cops?
I think that's season 2. When the cop is like shooting at Buffy.
There was some
because Faith is in
that was a Kendra episode. That was an early Kendra episode. So
I'm pretty sure that's season 2.
Yeah, well, yeah. But I mean, that was like the crazy thing. Like, and where you go like, yeah, Buffy's like some type of superhero. Like seeing these two girls fight on campus would be insane. The way they're fighting.
Yeah, they're like doing karate, like crazy high kicks.
Yeah.
But yeah, they start fighting. People are watching. They're like, oh God, look at these two chicks. These two babes are just fucking going at it right now. And the cops show up and Buffy's like, the cops are here. It's over, Faith.
Yeah, I was like, why did you just said earlier the cops can't stop her?
Yeah. So then Faith runs and she like beats up the cops.
She kicks one and does the slowest climb over the hood of the car.
And then kicks the other one in the face. And then Buffy's like, damn it, the cops didn't get her. I guess I have to chase her.
The whole time I was like, why are you not running after her to begin with?
Yeah.
And the cops pull up and I think they start pulling out guns. What is Faith under arrest for? Besides the beating up that girl and stealing her stuff? Like, I don't know what they...
Yeah.
I don't know what they have on her.
Maybe they pull out guns in Sunnydale so quick, dude.
Maybe that's why she's afraid, because they're not impervious to knives and bullets.
Yeah.
Like, as strong as Slayers are, they're really killable.
Yeah.
Like,
they're like just a MMA
strong
fighter.
Person. Yeah, they're like just a strong person. Like,
but
and they have dreams sometimes. They have premonition dreams. That's about it.
So Faith is now running around campus and Buffy's now chasing her. And then Faith hops over this like cement fence and Buffy goes to hop over it and she looks over the fence and this is where Buffy's like, I can't find her. I give up.
It's an open fucking field.
Yeah.
I don't even understand the logic behind framing this way.
Yeah.
Where it was like an open park, like if you were at Central Park or something, you're just looking around, but without any of the crevices and places to hide. Just a straight up open field. People are picnicking and stuff. Faith is in leather pants.
Mm-hmm.
Like
sprinting.
And I'm just like, wait, is she hiding? Like, if you look straight down, is she like hugged against the wall? Because anywhere that she would have run to, you would be able to see her.
That's what I was thinking. I thought they were going to pan down and Faith is like up against the wall, but that didn't happen. Buffy's just like, I can't find her. There's 25 people in this open park and it's over.
Yeah, I was like, how did she disappear?
Well, I also love that like next to that cement wall that she jumps over, like
it's like a little step.
10 feet to the left is like just open air. Like it's over, I think.
Oh, that probably is a remaster thing, probably then, because it would have been cut off on the sides.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what happens. You expand that out, and you're like, this wasn't supposed to be ever seen.
Yeah,
yeah. But I mean, it's an open field. Like, she could have run into like a building or like some underground thing, and it could have been like, oh, there's 3 ways she could have gone. I don't know which way. It's just an open field.
Yeah, it's an open field and it's not very populated is the other thing. Like, it's just like, she's a very distinct looking person too.
Yeah, it's a college campus. She could have run through a crowd and gotten blended in and you can't tell who it is.
Faith does this later. She does the blend into the crowd Assassin's Creed thing later.
Yeah. What a reference. I haven't played that game in forever, but I remember it was like duck in between 3 people.
Yeah.
Faith why you're wearing the most obvious outfit ever.
Hey, it works for Altair, I think his name was. Yeah. Ezio.
Ezio, yeah.
Man, what a deep hole. You know when you just remember things and you're like, how the fuck do I remember that?
Why is that still lodged in the brain?
Yeah.
I'll say, those Assassin's Creed games, the Ezio trilogy, great.
The Ezio ones were great.
Yeah.
I think I got up until they went into the Revolutionary War, and then afterwards I was like,
That was one of the best trailers for a game, and then one of the worst games I've ever played.
I just hated that you had to ride a horse for like 25 minutes to get anywhere.
That works in Red Dead, but that game is much more open world fun. But yeah. Video game corner.
Yeah. So now it's Willow and she's with Tara, and Willow's telling Tara about like, hey, let me tell you, let me give you the long story short on this Faith lady. She's an evil slayer. She's on the loose, and I'm afraid you should be afraid. We're just walking around campus, though, and we're doing a recon. And Tara's like, oh, hell yeah. Doing recon with this fucking redhead hottie. All right, I'm down.
This is the least sexual innuendo tension scene that we get from the two of them. And I don't like it.
Yeah. Is this also the scene where Tara's like, if I have to fight, like, here are my moves. And she's like, awful punches.
Yeah. She's like, what are you, pawing like a cat? Like, what is this? Yeah.
Also, Willow's skirt in this, denim skirt, terrible pattern on it. So ugly. So ugly. But I feel like there was really no point to this scene at all.
No, it was a huge point to this scene.
What's
the point to this scene is, oh, Faith keeps saying 5'5". I'm 5'5". Oh, what does 5'5" mean? It's like the most important thing for the end of this episode. But yeah, the rest of the scene is like.
But Faith doesn't say 5'5" though. Willow says 5'5". She's like, oh, she walks around. She's all slutty. She's got her cleavage out. She's, all 5'5".
I think Faith said that when she turned around and she's like, how are you doing? When Buffy's like, how are you doing, Faith? And she's like, oh, I'm 5'5". Faith has to say it at some point. Yeah. And then Willow says she's always saying that, and we don't know what it means. So they kind of harp on that line because it's going to come back later. Yeah. That's what it was. It's just a reminder for, like, if you got lost in the dialogue earlier. I'm going to point out this one thing.
Yeah, I definitely did get lost in the dialogue earlier because I don't remember Faith saying that earlier at all.
And sometimes the Wheatonisms wash over you.
Yeah, fair.
But I do remember, I do remember Willow commenting on it. So that's the thing.
That's true. Also, it's hard to watch this and take copious amounts of notes, everybody. It's hard. It's so hard.
That's why there's two of us.
Yeah. So anyway, so now we go to Xander and Giles looking around the city with their electric gun. They're in the same set that Faith was walking around, and they look and they see like a shadowy figure in an alley, and they walk down the alley, and who's in the alley but our boy Spike. And they're like, hey, Spike, we might need your help, buddy. And Spike's like, absolutely, I will help you with anything. And they're like, all right, we're looking for a girl. She's a rogue evil slayer. All right, she's after us. She's trying to kill us. Xander's like, she's about yay high, brown hair, completely evil, but total hottie. I hooked up with her.
Goes by the name of Faith.
Yeah.
Before they get to this part, Xander's like talking about like, oh man, like the effect I have on women and stuff, and talking to Giles, and Giles like, I don't want to hear this. Yeah. And Xander's dressed like the guy in Terminator, like the first Terminator that's going after, like that's working with Sarah Connor. I like forget the name, something Connor, like not
John Connor.
John Connor is John Connor the son, or is that like father? Or they were both called John Connor, probably.
Yeah. I don't know. The timelines in those movies are so fucked up.
Well, it's just
now.
like he has like this long like coat on, and he has the gun inside of it, and it's just like and I just got like Terminator vibes from like the fantasy with like Buffy just coming after Faith. Faith's the hero on her own world somehow. Yeah. I don't know why she thinks she's a hero. She's done nothing good.
Yeah.
But
yeah, they're like, Spike, will you help us? And Spike's like, all right, absolutely. I'll be on the lookout. And if I do happen to see this lady, I'll send her to you, and I'll sit back and watch as she kills all of you. And they're like, what? And then Spike's like, can any of you Scooby idiots remember that I hate you all?
And I was like, yes, thank you. Thank you. Like, I have no idea why they hang out with him like he's their best friend.
Yeah. It makes no sense. I'm so glad that Spike was like, hey, idiots.
If I'm Giles at that moment, I'm just staking him in the back.
Right?
Why are you guys keeping Spike around?
So then Spike like saunters off, and they're like, good luck finding her. You can't find her. You don't even know what she looks like. And he's like, she's about yay high, brown hair, really cleavagey. And he's like, you know what? The more that you describe this girl, the more I'm starting to like her. She wants
like
to kill you all.
Super evil.
Yeah.
And he gave her a name. Here's the thing. If he told, it's no information that Spike has that Faith doesn't already have.
Yeah.
You guys live in the exact same house, in the exact same city.
Mm-hmm.
You guys aren't that hard to find. She could just hang out at the Bronze at any point.
Yeah.
And then they go, we're dumb.
Yeah. I like when Xander just looks at Giles. He's like, we're really dumb, aren't we? We're dumb. Yeah. And Giles is kind of like, yeah.
If I'm Xander, I'm shooting that guy right now.
Right, dude? Like, why don't they attack him?
Shoot him and stab him. And everyone would be like, what happened? He would disappear. And there would be no body. And you'd be like,
dude, everybody would be happy. About? All of the demon world would be happy. All of the Scooby Gang would be happy. The initiative would be happy.
Yeah, you'd go up to Buffy and be like, hey, we killed Spike. And she'd be like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
Like, that's
why didn't we do that earlier? So then we go to the nurse at the hospital, and she's standing outside, and a helicopter comes and lands right in front of the hospital, and 3 men with briefcases come out, and they're walking all serious, and then the helicopter takes off, and they go up and meet with the nurse.
Yeah. And this is where we see the outside of the hospital, and I'm like, that's the hospital.
Yeah.
That's a real hospital. Like, it's not just some, like, remote location.
Yeah. So then we go back to Faith walking around the city some more, and, like, it was this scene where I was really like, this is a weird, like, throwback, and Faith is, like, you know how they say, like, Captain America is a man out of time or whatever?
Yeah.
This is, like, a weird throwback to the high school days, and it's like, now they're putting this character from the high school days into the college days, and it feels weird to me.
This is where it felt weird to you, not when she was actually on college campus?
Yeah, this is where it felt weird to me.
Interesting. It's funny because I think of like Saved by the Bell, and then they had the college years, and Leah Remini becomes a character when they're in the college years, and like Leah Remini and Eliza Dushku, they don't have the same look, but they have like in the same world, you know?
Yeah.
And they still have that same attitude from the King of Queens watching and stuff like that.
Dude, King of
Queens.
Queens.
Accents and stuff.
My eyes are getting weary.
Oh, no, we're not doing the song. We're not doing the song.
But Faith goes up to that same like sporting goods store.
That theme song you know is about White Lotus.
That's a classic theme song.
The biggest theme song of
I'm
the
sitting
year.
here in traffic on the Queensboro Bridge. And that.
Have you not even heard the White Lotus theme song? It's been like
no, I don't even know what fucking White Lotus is, to be honest with you.
Wow.
Yeah.
How do you not even know what it is?
Time.
It's 2 seasons.
Vance, I've been in a coma as long as Faith.
You're like, is White Lotus that anime about the flowers they kill?
I mean, White Lotus sounds like a spa to me.
It kind of is, yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Wow. It's like, I don't even think you can get on the internet without like someone memeing it.
I mean, I've heard of it. I know that it is a show, but I don't know anything about it.
Okay, all right.
It's kind of like Ozark. Like, I don't know anything about Ozark, but I know that it's a show.
Okay.
Faith is looking at knives, though.
This is why I think her knife is going to come back.
Yeah, she's looking at knives, and she's like, I remember the days when I used to bust into stores like this and steal knives. I'm going to do that again. And then the cops, whoop, 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 whoop.
Remember how she's so afraid of cops for some reason. It is insane to me. But remember how she looked at that knife when it got stuck in the wall at the cafeteria?
Uh-huh.
The one, and she was just long. She was like, the mayor's like, come on. And she's like, but the knife you gave me. I'm like, what is so, like, he gave you a knife. It's cool. I get it. It's big. It looks fancy. But, like, she is in love with this thing.
Yeah. You'd think that she'd be like, when she ran into Buffy at the campus, she would have mentioned, like, where's my fucking knife?
Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah, the cops show up. Then Faith gets all paranoid. She does the Assassin's Creed escape. She walks down a dark alley. Cops show up and she's like, oh, what's going on? Then a demon shows up. And he's like, Faith, I see that you're awake. Here's a present from an old friend. And Faith just kills it.
I know. How did that demon find her?
I don't know. I don't know how this news of Faith waking up spread so quickly.
But, like, we saw the street. Like, there's just regular people walking around and a cop car. And he just comes out of nowhere like, oh, hey, Faith.
Who called Buffy to let her know that Faith woke up?
That is the crazy. Like, I didn't even think about it when I was watching it. Because I was like, dealing with so much, like, why is Riley not asking questions? Do they not see Faith clearly outside the window? And can she hear them full volume?
Yeah.
And yeah, she gets a phone call from someone saying that Faith woke up.
Who did it?
No one asked who that was on the line.
Who told this demon?
Was it the nurse? But if it's the nurse, why would she call her?
Yeah, because the nurse seems to be on Faith's side, maybe?
No. She called the whole team of people to come and get Faith.
Yeah, but then we'll get to it later.
Yeah, no.
There's a lot of mystery happening.
Yeah, I don't think the nurse is on Faith's side.
All right. Well, Faith kills this demon, takes the package from him. Cops show up again. Faith climbs up a ladder, and the cop's flashlight catches the feet, and they're like, I guess that's nobody.
And I guess that's nobody on the ground.
Yep.
There's a dead demon on the ground.
Just ignore that dead demon.
Which you wouldn't even notice is a dead demon until you got closer to it because he's dressed in human clothes. They miss everything.
Yeah, the cops suck. So Faith climbs up to what I guess is a video store or some shit.
Is she in her old apartment? I don't know what this place is that she's in.
Yeah, it definitely is not her old apartment because it's like a video storage facility. There's like a bunch of film and VCRs and shit.
Did he give her a VHS tape?
I think he did.
Yeah.
So she pops in the tape and it's the mayor. It's a video from the mayor and basically
Delightful.
Yeah. You know, watching this video and like seeing flashbacks of him, it's like, man, what a fucking goofball that guy was.
Delightful goofball. Delightfully evil. I loved it.
So the video is basically like, Faith, if you're watching this video, means that shit didn't go as planned, all right? I'm probably dead, but guess what?
Why would he even make this video? Why would you be invincible?
When did he have time to do this? Because this has to be between when Faith is in a coma and graduation, which was maybe like a day?
And why would you think this isn't going to go well when you are invincible and about to become a serpent? I mean, he does reference in the video that like, or maybe it's fine. And I'm just there. I'm at a museum and there are kids looking at my statue and frightened or something. I don't know.
But yeah.
Stuff. Yeah.
So he's like, yeah, you know, if you're viewing this video, it's too late. But I'm happy that you're awake because you're a strong girl. And I've always thought that you were so cool and so awesome. But if I am dead, I want you to realize that once I'm gone, your days are numbered. And I was like, what does that mean?
Yo, I was like, did you not believe in her? He's basically like, you are nothing without me.
Yeah.
You will be nothing without me.
And he says, like, there isn't a place in the world for you anymore because you're all alone. And I was like, Jesus.
I know. This got super dark. I'm like, did you like her?
Yeah,
like, what is this?
Roast session. He has no faith in Faith.
Yeah, none.
And he's like, but guess what? You're never alone because I'll always be with you.
I was like, wait, what? Now you're gone and she has her days are numbered, but you're not gone. So what is happening in these?
I don't know. But he's like, but guess what? I got one last present that I can give you. It's in this box. And Faith is looking at the box and he's like, go on, open it. Come on, open it up. And then she opens it up and it's some kind of like ring thing. It looks like kind of a detonator. And then the mayor says, just because it's over for my Faith doesn't mean she can't go out with a bang. And he starts cackling. And so I was like, is this some kind of bomb? Because he says out with a bang. So I was like, oh, is this a detonator? Is this a bomb? Very weird, especially when we see what it is later.
Yeah, and the timing to decide to use it when it's used. But yeah, it's got these like little things on it that like look like rings attached with like little metal stems that you could like put on your fingers, kind of.
Yeah.
And like maybe it was like a grenade pulling rings, you know?
Yeah, it also looked like it had some kind of like what's in like a clock, like a watch, like those little spokes or something. Yeah, gears. So then, I don't know. I was just like, whoa, what is all of this?
I'm like, all right, Al, let's see what happens.
Yep. So then we have Buffy talking to Riley about Faith, and she's giving him stern warnings like, no, this girl's, she's crazy. She's dangerous. And Riley's like, but I want to help. I can help. I'm going with you. And Buffy's like, you can't help me. And he's like, why can't I? And then she like throws something at him, and he goes to catch it. And he's like, oh.
They're loving this throw something at someone thing.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of that in a different show that we watch at some point. Yeah. They're
So,
like, how do we prove someone can't do something? Throw something at them, and their reaction will say everything.
So Riley is like, all right. You know, this girl Faith, she's really got you riled up. What's
got
up
you
with
rileyed up?
What's up with her? I feel like you kind of are withholding some information about this Faith chick.
And he says this with that smile on his face the whole time, which is like unnerving.
It doesn't match. It doesn't match the.
He's like, yeah, you're hiding something. like, are you the Joker all of a sudden? Like, because we've seen him be serious.
Well,
we've
yeah,
seen
it's
him
like
serious face.
He does. It doesn't need to be like serious mad. He can be serious concerned.
Yeah,
but he doesn't. He's just like, what's going on, Buff? Like, I feel like you're holding out on me. And Buffy's like, don't worry about it. It's nothing. And Riley's like, you should definitely tell me what's going on. Yeah. And Buffy's like, don't worry. And I'm leaving. And Riley's like, I mean, all right, I trust you, I guess. And like, so
what would really happen if she just told him the truth?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I was dating this guy.
She doesn't need to say that he's a vampire.
Yeah. Leave that secret out. I was dating a guy. She tried to like use him against me. He's the best actor in Sunnydale, and we fooled her.
And then he left. She could say like he had supernatural powers, kind of like me. That's all she could say. That
she should be like, you know that school that's all messed up in the Hellmouth? I did that. He was there. He left.
Yeah. He had to go. He decided like it was best for us to break up. He went to Los Angeles to fight on his own.
Yeah. That's us as adults talking about like the high school teen drama that they have to weave in here because of the thing. And it's like how Willow's like, I don't really care about these demons. What's going on with your love life?
Yeah. So Riley's like, all right, well, I trust you. And Buffy's like, all right, I'm going to go look for her. So then we go to a place that we haven't seen in quite some time. Buffy's house. Mm-hmm. And Joyce is there. And she gets a knock at the door. She goes to the door, opens it up, and Faith is there. And she's like, hey, what's up, fucking Joyce? And just punches Joyce in the face.
Joyce has learned... Joyce should not be alive in Sunnydale. It is no way she has the street smarts to survive a night in Sunnydale. You live in Sunnydale. Your daughter is a slayer. You have had demons wreck your house before. You've had vampires come in. You've had Faith, who you knew was bad, come in. Door, you just answer. You just open it. Mm-hmm. No looking out the window to see who it is. No peep. No like, who is it? Just wide swing door open.
Yep.
Like she's expecting guests.
Yeah, man. I mean, she's replaced those windows how many times? I mean, a vampire fed on her in that house.
Yeah.
Multiple vampires have been in the house.
Zombies.
Zombies. You were under the fucking Xander's spell in the basement.
And trying to kill your...
You had an axe up to his fucking... Like...
It's like the thing that I brought up a long time ago when Angel was bad and he was like trying to get into the house and she was just opening the door. And I was like, what are you doing? Mm-hmm. What are you doing? If he gets inside there, you're done. And then this one, she just opens the door.
Yep.
What are you doing?
Yeah. It's
Joyce.
Wild. Joyce. We like Joyce. She's got to learn, though.
Yeah. I don't want her, like, maybe people are learning from seeing Joyce do these bad things.
Maybe
this is like one of those life lessons of warnings where you're like, don't be a Joyce. Check the doors. Find out who's at the door. Install a people. Like, she just opens it. She comes running down the steps like, oh my God, my food delivery's here.
Yeah. Dude, even when there is food delivery, like you peep out the peephole.
Yeah.
Dude, whenever I get a knock at my door, I'm paranoid now. Like, I don't want anybody knocking on my fucking door.
No.
I don't answer for anything.
Yeah. And she's just like, oh my God, door. Run. Oh, punch in the face, knocked out. Like, dumb Joyce. Dumb.
Yeah. So Faith drags Joyce up to her bedroom, and Faith is like putting on her lipstick, and she's like, ooh, I like this dark lipstick. It makes me look good. You know, I was pale because being in a coma makes you pale for 8 months, blah, blah, blah.
She's like, how do pale is in. Like,
Joyce,
pale is always
look?
in on Sunnydale.
Yeah. One of our pale friends.
Yeah.
So she's like, Joyce, how do I look? And Joyce is like, I think you look like my daughter's going to kill you soon. And Faith's like, that's really funny. And you know what? I would ordinarily be afraid about that. But you know what? I went through your mail, and let's look at your mail here. Buffy Summers, Buffy Summers, Buffy Summers. Seems like Buffy hasn't been home in a while. Seems like Buffy has forgotten all about you. And she's forgotten about me, too. We're all the same, Joyce. She goes off on her new adventures with Riley, and she hasn't talked to you. She hasn't come home in a while, has she? And she forgot all about you. She forgot all about me. And now I'm going to kill you. And it's crazy because Buffy knew that I was alive and awake again, and she didn't warn you at all? That's crazy. And Faith is telling her, you know, no one cares about you. And then out of nowhere, Buffy jumps through the window and tackles Faith.
Well, she mentions like, oh, you think Buffy's just going to jump through the window and save you? Mm-hmm. Like that gets mentioned earlier in this. I do like Faith bringing up that all this stuff has happened and Buffy hasn't warned Joyce. Because I was like, yeah, that is
a fair point.
It seems like a lot of these issues, and I know the show's the show, and if she's not in the episode, we don't need it. But it's never like she's like, hey, Mom, the hush thing is happening, and or like this thing is on the loose. Like, stay inside. Sunnydale's crazy. Because she's down the street at Giles a bunch, and Giles doesn't live that far from home.
It's 5 miles, though.
No. Not Giles'
the Sunnydale
place.
Campus is 5 miles.
No, but I'm saying she's at Giles' a bunch.
Yeah.
And Giles and her parents. Joyce doesn't live that far from Giles.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah. So if she's there all the time, I don't know how she's getting around anyway.
I also did like that Faith was trying to pull Joyce onto her side. Like,
I don't.
Dude, we've been forgotten.
I don't even get why she's doing that.
I liked it because I forgot about Joyce.
Yeah. But, like, her pulling her on her side just to kill her immediately. Like, what the hell? What did she think was going to happen?
I think it was just to make her feel bad that Buffy isn't, like, staying in contact or something.
Yeah, but, like, if you're just going to kill her, then none of that matters.
Yeah, to make her feel bad before she dies.
She just monologued and bought herself more time for Buffy to get there. Like, it didn't... I was like... And then Faith talks as if her and Buffy were best friends at some point, and then something went horribly wrong. But they weren't. They were always like frenemies.
They were best friends for that, like, one half of an episode.
Before she killed the person.
Yeah.
But before that, they were, like, the first time she showed up, they started fighting.
Yeah.
She almost let her die. Like, they were never close.
Yeah. But Buffy shows up, jumps through the window, fights Faith, looks up at her mom. She's like, hey, Mom, how's it going? Joyce is like, it's good. Take care of that Faith chick. I'm going to call the cops.
Faith's kryptonite.
Yeah.
No, sirens.
Yeah. So Buffy and Faith are fighting through Buffy's house, and Buffy's just beating the shit out of Faith for a good, like, Faith's getting no hits in, and Buffy's just decking her, kicking her, smashing her head into some pictures and shit on the wall. They tumble down the stairs, a la, what was that guy's name? John Ritter's name? Ted. They tumble down the stairs. They fight, and then Faith starts taunting Buffy about Riley. She's like, oh, you thought that I would go for your boyfriend, huh? Oh, whatever happened to Angel and all this shit? And then Buffy's like, don't worry about my love life. And they start fighting. And Then the sirens come and Faith's like, fuck the 5-0, it's the fuzz.
Yeah, like, all right, sure. Yeah, it's... Yeah, I don't understand Faith. I've never understood Faith.
I'm happy she's back. It is a weird throwback.
We'll see what they do with it.
But anyway, so now we go Giles. Giles comes home. He goes to turn on the lights, and the lights don't come on. And he turns around, and the 3 guys with the briefcases are in his house. And they're like, hello, Ripper. And then Giles is like, uh-oh. And then that's all we get from that.
Yeah.
So then we go back to Buffy's house, and Buffy and Faith.
Did you want to say what you thought these guys were on Faith's side because of?
I don't know, man.
You claimed earlier that you said you thought the nurse was on Faith's side because of these guys. Oh my God, dude, that was your point.
But whose side are they on? Who do you think that those guys are? Do you think they're Watchers?
I think they were Watchers. I think they're a weird subset of Watchers or some other group. I don't think they're there for Faith. I don't think they're there to help Faith.
I don't think that they're Watchers.
They might not be Watchers, though.
Because, like, the Watchers don't refer to Giles as Ripper.
We don't know what the Watchers refer to Giles as.
I mean, we saw the one guy, and he didn't call him Ripper. The only person that calls him Ripper is Ethan Rain.
Yeah.
But how are these guys connected with...
Well, they would have been connected with his weird past, because even Olivia calls him Ripper.
Yeah. See, I'm guessing my brain went with, like, these guys are on Faith's side because they look menacingly at Giles, and they're connected with the nurse who calls those guys after Faith wakes up. And it seems like those guys are going to, like, threaten or beat up Giles, which would lead me to infer, like, the nurse is on Faith's side or something.
I think they would threaten Giles to find out where Faith is, but not threaten Giles as if he's a threat to Faith, because Giles is not a threat to Faith.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what these guys are up to. I'm curious to figure it out. I like that little wrinkle. But if it doesn't make sense, I'm going to be a little disappointed. I want to know who they are. But anyway,
we'll know.
Buffy and Faith fight some more. Cops show up. And then while the cops show up, Faith puts on the mayor's little present. She puts it on her hand. And then she grabs Buffy's hand. There's a big, like, radiation looking thing. And then Buffy punches Faith and knocks her out. And then Buffy takes the thing off that was on Faith's hand, smashes it on the ground, and, like, a bunch of, like, weird energy dissipates from it. And Joyce is like, hey, whoa, cops are here. They're going to take Faith away. Are you okay, Buffy? And then Buffy goes, yeah, I'm feeling 5 by 5 or whatever. And it's like, oh, they did a Freaky Friday.
Mm-hmm.
They did a Freaky Friday switch.
Now, did Faith know that was what was going to happen when she put that thing on?
I'm sure that the mayor explained what it was once we cut from that scene.
So was that her plan?
I guess, but, like, why would that make her days numbered?
No. He said her days were numbered, and that's why I'm giving you this.
Yeah, but, like, I don't
know.
The
days numbered thing doesn't make sense, but I don't understand Faith's plan if her plan was to do a body switch with Buffy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, nothing about her trying to stab her to death earlier in this fight scene says, oh, now I'm going to body switch with her. Nothing that says, I'm going to threaten and kill the mom. I'm going to body switch with her. Like, if you're going to body switch with somebody, don't have the murdered mom there too. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, and Faith puts on at, like, the last minute.
Yeah.
And, like, for her to have to be like, okay, I'm going to put this on and then somehow lock hands with someone who's been beating the shit out of me. It's going to have to be the perfect timing.
Yeah.
Like, and there's spells. You could swap bodies and spells easily, I feel like. Like, I feel like Willow could do this, like, in a night.
Yeah, but you still can't take Amy the Rat back to Amy.
She can. She's not focused on it.
Yeah.
Like, I swear, if they put any effort into it, they could do it. They could.
Yo, here's a prediction. Willow and Tara do eventually get Amy the rat back to a person. And then Amy's like, get away from Tara. She's a crazy demon person. Because remember last episode, she was like hiding the demon energy or something. Mm-hmm. And then Tara kills Amy. Crazy prediction.
Really had nothing to do with Faith and the body switch thing. So I was like, what are you... Okay.
Do you think it would have been a better plan for Faith to body switch with Joyce for have the surprise?
Why would you ever body switch with someone older than you?
Do you think that if she would have body switched with Joyce, she would have still had Slayer powers?
Who knows? Yeah, I would definitely not body switch with Joyce.
I think it would have been a good
because
for the
you
element
can't,
of surprise.
You can't sneak, but you can't a surprise what? The surprise Buffy?
Yeah, because then Buffy kills Faith, which is actually her mom, and then Faith is alive in her mom's body, and then gets the drop on Buffy.
But right now, Buffy is about to get locked up and will be on the run, and all of her friends will think that she's now Faith, now Buffy, Joyce would be in Faith's body.
Yeah.
And then she could just beat up Joyce.
No, but Buffy will still be able to get out of jail as Faith's in Faith's body.
Yeah, but I'm just saying if Faith switched into Joyce's body and say that the powers don't switch, it stays in the body, Faith would now be a middle-aged woman with no powers, and Joyce would be a young Faith, and she would just knock the shit out of Joyce. She would knock the shit out of Faith as Joyce.
What if Faith body switched with Riley, and then just as Buffy and Riley are about to bang, stab?
I don't think the body switching has anything to do with getting one up on Buffy. That's what I'm confused
I just think it's the element of surprise.
The whole body switch is a surprise. That's why Buffy got knocked out.
But basically, when they do the body switch between Faith and Buffy, it's like a 1-to-1 switch, except for now Buffy's going to go to jail, which she's going to easily break out of. Yeah,
but now she can kind of pretend with the Scooby Gang where Faith is like, no, it's me. And
but what information is she going to gain from being around the Scooby Gang?
No, I don't know why you're thinking that she's trying to gain information. It's just chaos. She's not trying to gain information. Now Buffy can't use the Scooby Gang because they see Faith walking there. No one's going to trust Buffy as Faith.
Yes, but I would think that the end goal for Faith is to kill Buffy. And this is like a big roundabout way to do that.
Guess what? Buffy killed Faith before, right?
She put her in a coma.
Now Faith is Buffy. So she still has upper hand because Buffy's still better at fighting than Faith.
I just think that
the body switch thing doesn't matter at all. We're arguing about the stupidest thing. The body switch is like a jumping the shark thing. She just came back to life and now she switched bodies. That is insane.
It is insane. I just think that this body switch could have been better utilized.
I don't think she knew that it was going to do a body switch. I really don't.
Really?
She put it on last second.
Well, how did she know to grab Buffy's hand and then detonate it?
I think it just happened. I don't know. I don't know why she put it on when she put it on. She could have put it on during the beginning of the fight if that's what she wanted to do.
What did you think? What do you think Faith thought it was?
I honestly do not know. I don't understand her plan. That's what I'm saying. I don't get... If her plan was to body switch, why did she try to kill Buffy first? And then last second was like, well, I got no choice. I got a body switch. It didn't feel like that, really. I mean, it felt like she put it on last second, but it didn't seem like her plan was, I'm going to go to Joyce's. I'm going to kill Joyce. Buffy's going to show... I don't think she thought Buffy was going to show up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't think this was part of her plan at all. I think this just happened.
Well,
I literally think this just happened.
It's also from what we've seen, the mayor's video would imply that it is some kind of bomb or something because he's she's going to go out with a bang. I would have, when I saw that, I was this is some kind of...
That's a mislead for us, though.
But then, what do you think do you think that the mayor didn't explain how the thing worked?
Yeah, I have no idea. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I just don't understand why, if he explained it.
Yes.
She decided to go to Joyce's place where Buffy doesn't know she is.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was just going to do what? Kill Joyce and then leave. She wasn't expecting Buffy to jump through the window. So her plan wasn't to go there to body switch. The body switch thing happened like super late when she was like, oh, cops are here. Maybe she knew it would body switch and she was like, cops are here. This is my only way out. But I don't know. That's the only thing that tracks for me story-wise. Because there's no way her plan was, okay, go to Buffy's house, fight her for a long time, body switch with her, and then call it a day. Like, I
just don't know what the future of this plan is either, because it seems... Oh, yeah.
I mean, the future of the plan is just going to be like, just the generic, like,
to go
that's
and
not
be mean
her.
to Willow.
Willow hears
break
her.
Break up with Riley.
Yeah, and then Willow hears her being like, saying 5 by 5 or some weird line, and they're like, I don't think this is Buffy. Mm-hmm. And then like they break Faith out, and then like Faith is now both actors get to play roles. It's fun for the actors to play opposite roles of each other. But it seems for me it jumps the shark a little bit in the way of we just got Faith back, and I'm not ready for her to come back and then already have to pretend to be someone else. You know, like give me 2 episodes with her at least being like Faith.
Yeah.
And we have completely forgotten about Adam.
Yeah, no, Adam.
Adam is an afterthought.
Yeah. Adam's gone, dude. We just learned a lot about Adam last episode with the floppy disks, and he's just on the
playing demons, and like all of a sudden we're just like, okay, no, this is a Faith body switch show. Like I'm like, wait, what is happening? Like it's so much happening right now, and they're not connected. Like Adam is not connected to this Faith story at all.
Not at all. Well, they mention it a little bit. They're like, great, well, we've got Adam, and now I've got to deal with this. And then all they deal with is Faith.
I don't even understand how they're going to bump up against each other.
Yeah, how is this all going to like...
How is Forrest going to play a role in this?
Oh, Faith's going to bang Forrest and kill him.
Oh, well, I mean, here's the thing. Now that Faith is Buffy.
Oh, yeah.
She's going to Xander.
Oh.
And that's going to
Anya's going to get pissed, and she's going to be like, I always knew that Buffy was a tramp.
Yeah.
And then Buffy kills Anya.
And Faith... I mean, Faith could hook up with Willow. Faith could hook up with Willow, too. She could just, like, start sleeping with the whole crew.
Hold on. We're getting way ahead with our prediction. Let's see what the name of the next episode is.
All right.
The next episode is titled, Who Are You?
Yeah. There's just going to be body switch chaos happening. And Adam is just like an afterthought, I guess. Yeah. Like Adam might show up and kill somebody. But like, we got to do this Adam thing. But Buffy, you're acting weird.
Hold on. Adam does ask, who are you? And like how these things work. True. Could be the bringing back of Adam into the folding into the story.
What if Adam's the one who's like, that's not the girl I beat the shit out of earlier.
Adam susses it out.
Yeah, we still have to figure out what the Riley floppy disk says.
Yeah, and what the plan was. Because remember, he had a plan. He was like, this is the plan for both of us. And then they all started fighting. And we never got to see what that plan was.
Is Riley still on drugs?
I think that they put him back on drugs.
But he hasn't been eating there. So shouldn't he still be in withdrawals again?
Or is he over it? Did they give him like methadone or whatever?
It's a one-day withdrawal like symptom. There's so much going on in this show right now.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
And I don't know if any of it's good.
I mean, did you like this episode?
I just was like, I can't believe. I wrote my last note in my notepad is, this is a lot. We got like these new people with Giles. We got Adam running around. We got Faith body switch thing.
Yeah. Remember last podcast when I was like talking about the simplicity of the high school years and me being like, man, this has gotten so big. And you were like, don't tell me you're getting nostalgic for dude.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm saying it's getting big, but I'm not nostalgic for the other part.
This is getting to be a lot. It's a lot to juggle, and they didn't do it well in this episode.
I don't like. It's weird because this is huge, and this could be like its own like threat. Like Faith in the Mayor was its own thing last season, and then was Spike wasn't even like really involved.
No.
Yeah, like the Spike, like they had the thing where it was like Spike and Drusilla, and then Spike and Drusilla would disappear, or Angelus would disappear, and then like the mayor would come back up, you know? Like it was that kind of thing where like you would have a big villain, but you would solve that, and then a new problem would arise. This is like more problems. They killed Maggie Walsh too, which I thought was like, oh, I wanted to see that.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if that was production, casting, writing. Like, I don't know exactly.
Somebody in Discord said that it was because she wanted more money. And then they're like, oh, you want more money? You're fucking dead.
Okay. Probably because they were about to make her have like major plot points or something. I don't know. I don't know how how that contract would have worked. But yeah, it seemed like it would be weird to kill off Maggie Walsh when it was like peaking to like, oh, Buffy versus Initiative. And now this would make sense if they were like, we had this plan for the Initiative and her versus Maggie Walsh that we set up since she started going to college. And now they're like, oh, we don't have that anymore. So now we have to bring something else in. And they're bringing something else in, and they still have to fade down the Initiative.
But do they even need to fade down the Initiative? You can just swap Maggie Walsh with somebody else.
Yeah, just have someone hop off a helicopter, shoot them low angle, have them walk in and be like, I'm taking over the Initiative. Yeah. Who's Buffy Summers? Done. New villain. Done. And
they give him a manila envelope that just says Buffy Summers on it.
Yeah. He's like, can you put this in a dossier, please?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't like... It was just a lot, like the process that there's a body switch happening. And I've seen so much body switch stuff that I'm like, they're going to have fun with it. It's going to be interesting. But it's like, I don't really want to watch it. I don't really want to watch Buffy pretending to be Faith or Faith pretending to be Buffy.
Yeah. But,
and then she has to convince Giles. And Giles is like, oh my God, my British gang is showing up. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's that for this year's Girl. You got anything else you want to say about this?
I'm happy that Spike is still an evil bastard, and I don't know how they're going to fold him in yet. But I like that he still doesn't like him.
Yeah, I thought that after last episode when he got kicked out of the demon bar, and I thought that he was going to be like, hey, I got nowhere else to turn. He's like a man on his own. He's hanging out in alleys like, I got nowhere to go.
I mean, he still has a demon soul. He's soulless, so he still should be evil.
Yeah.
But it's weird because some demons aren't evil. Like, it's a whole thing, but yeah.
Yeah. It's so complicated, dude.
There's an Initiative, there's these guys, there's body switching, and there's Joyce opening doors for anybody. And somehow affording construction on that house. That house has been through a lot.
Yeah. I wonder what the salary is for a gallery person.
Yeah. Sunnydale Assurance, man, must be insane.
All right. That's a wrap for this year's Girl. Thanks for listening, everybody. Go to our Patreon, Boys Watching. It's patreon.com/Boys Watching Buffy. We're doing Angel there. Sign up for our Discord. We got lively discussions. Instagram is at Boys Watching Buffy. Emails boyswatchingbuffy@gmail.com. Do a rate and a review on Apple Podcasts for a shout out. And if you want to do a 5-star rating on Spotify and you want to DM it to me at Joe Welke, we will also give you a shout out. I think that's it. Right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned for next time when we talk about Who Are You?
And here's the good news. Just because it's over for my Faith doesn't mean she can't go out with a bang.
Tune into the Salsa Kings Network. Crack one open if you dare, creeps.